Welcome to Splitting Assets with Colter Roberson, Certified Divorce Financial Analyst. Today's webinar is called Learn the 7 Most Deadly Mistakes You Can Make When Trying to Negotiate Your Divorce Settlement on Your Own. Well, I'm going to share with you what I know about negotiating your divorce settlement. So what do I know about divorce? Well, I have personally experienced 2 divorces. The first one lasted 10 years. And out of that one came my 2 beautiful children who are now 20 and 17. And the second divorce, well, it was really short. I think we were separated longer than we were actually living together. And now I'm currently married to my third husband, and we've been married 3 years, and this is it. We have committed to working through anything together, and so far we have. And he's not as unstable like my previous husbands were. I have 3 divorce-related certifications that I'll share with you on the next screen. I have 16 years of experience working in the financial services industry. I've worked for companies such as John Hancock Financial Services as a licensed insurance agent and financial advisor, Wachovia, which is now Wells Fargo, as a financial specialist and a branch manager, and Roberson & Roberson Financial with my father as a transition wealth advisor. This work experience has made me a well-rounded financial expert for my divorcing clients. I'm very well acquainted with insurance, loans, bank accounts, and all aspects of investments. I've navigated more than hundreds of spouses through their divorce since 2006 by helping them untangle the complex financial issues often associated with divorce. I've interviewed more than 30 women who survived divorce for an ebook series called Divorce Stories, which will be available on Amazon soon. These will be short, nonfiction true stories of women who have survived divorce and were more than happy to share their experience and where they are today. You know, I've searched all over Amazon and all over the internet for anything like this, and I have found nothing. So here you go. I've come up with something else unique. And I'll be taking more interviews after the first series comes out for any woman who is a few years out or longer from their divorce and really want to share their story to help others. And finally, I wrote my own divorce stories in a book called Inspire, Women's Stories of Accomplishment, Encouragement, and Influence. In this book are 24 other amazing authors who have a story to tell that they experienced that changed their lives. And with those experiences, what they have done to turn their lives around to help others. While there are many stories of divorce in there, mine is the only one that is helping others now with their divorce. So what's in a certification? Well, CDFA, that stands for Certified Divorce Financial Analyst. That's a mouthful. And I've been certified since 2006. That was my first certification. And it is offered through the Institute of Divorce Financial Analyst, which is now headquartered in Durham, North Carolina. To become a CDFA, you must have at least 2 years of experience working in the financial services industry or in the accounting field, such as a CPA or a financial advisor. And with me having more than 2 years required to apply for the certification, I was an easy shoo-in. I also have the Certified Collaborative Professional designation that I obtained in 2011 through the International Academy of Collaborative Professionals in Phoenix, Arizona. If you haven't heard of a collaborative divorce, it's considered a no-court divorce process, meaning both you and your spouse have your own collaboratively trained attorney and a neutral, collaboratively trained financial expert and therapist on your team. In a collaborative divorce, all parties agree to keep the process out of court, and the team works together to come up with an agreement that is sometimes not traditional in the eyes of the courts. But it is recognized as an agreement and is approved by the court system. And this process is often less costly than a litigated divorce. Plus, I have the Certified Mediator certification, which I received in 2010 through the Midlands Mediation Center in Columbia, South Carolina. Well, this certification required that I have 20 hours of classroom training and 20 hours of in-the-field training with another certified mediator. I did all of those hours in the divorce mediation setting, and I've acted in various capacities as a mediator. I've assisted attorneys and clients in court-appointed mediation settings with another court-certified mediator coordinating with both sides, and I've acted as the sole mediator with couples and as a co-mediator. CFE, Certified Fraud Examiner. Well, I'm in training, and I've been a member of the Association of Certified Fraud Examiners, which is headquartered in Austin, Texas, for the past 3 years. The exam will add extra training to help me identify hidden assets in divorce. Although the certification is not designed for divorce, the methods of tracing assets are the same for divorce as they are in fraud cases. I already have a connection with our state law enforcement division, and I know that they're using people with this certification to help them track down criminals committing financial fraud. So I'm really excited to gain this experience to help with my clients. So what will you learn in this webinar? Well, from over 9 years working in this industry, I've compiled the worst mistakes you can make doing this on your own, as told to me by women and some men after their divorce when they find out what I do for a living, and of course through clients I've worked with. And I don't want to be an I told you so before I go ahead and tell you so, but you don't want to do this on your own. And why paying for a professional to help you can be worth its weight in gold. When emotions can affect decisions and how not to react with your hurt. Who to turn to for help when you are stuck and what you're doing just isn't working. And what are the costs related to professional help? You don't have to go all in, just some guidance may be all you need. So are you ready? Get out a notebook and a pen because you really want to take some notes here. So I'm going to start with number one. The number one mistake people make when negotiating their divorce settlement on their own. And that's not seeking legal advice. So you may think you can do this alone without spending money on an attorney, but you simply don't know the laws and what you're entitled to or not entitled to. And even if you don't end up hiring an attorney and paying a big retainer, you can at least meet with one for their hourly rate and get some really good advice regarding the legal process of divorce. Don't attempt to settle the financial piece of your divorce without understanding fully the financial picture you're facing now and after divorce. Mediation or collaborative divorce is often less costly process of divorce than litigation. If your spouse is abusive, controlling, or manipulating, you would be well served hiring an attorney to negotiate for you. You know, I had a difficult spouse to deal with in my second marriage. Difficult meaning he didn't want the divorce, but didn't want me to take charge of it. He wanted it to be on his terms. Even though this was a very short marriage, I knew I had to hire an attorney to be my voice. I carefully chose one who had a career before law school. She had a PhD in social work. She knew how to deal with the personality that I was dealing with. So I hired her, stepped out of the picture, and let her handle him. The reason I did this is because I was afraid of him. Well, you know, it did cost me more than I wanted to spend, but you know what? My kids and I were alive. And, you know, sometimes you just have to bite the bullet when you are afraid. Number two, settling your divorce with intent to pay back or seek revenge. Well, you can't help but bring emotions to the table when you negotiate your divorce settlement. You know your spouse well and vice versa. You both know how to push each other's buttons. And at this juncture, don't just seek revenge or pay back on your spouse because you're hurt. You know, no one wins in divorce, not you, not your children, and not your spouse. He may act in a revengeful way, but that doesn't mean you have to retaliate. Approach your settlement not from a place of hurt, mixed emotions, or retaliation, but from a place of seeking fairness. This doesn't mean let your guard down and allow your spouse to call all the shots. It means this is the time to stand up for all that you have acquired together in your marriage. Think with your head and not your hurt. If this is difficult to do on your own, then seek help from a well-qualified therapist or a counselor. Number three, don't always follow well-intentioned but often unqualified advice. What's happening in your life right now is your business, but you can't help but share your pain with other people close to you. It is natural for those who care about you to try and help and offer advice. Keep in mind that they are not in your situation and often not qualified to give the well-intended advice they offer you. I've seen clients who did not follow the advice of friends and family end up having these people upset or mad with them. Seek the advice of professionals to help you make well-thought-out decisions. If an attorney, CPA, mediator, or financial expert could lay out all the options in front of you, what would you choose? That's the advice you need. It is your life you have to live after divorce based on these decisions, not theirs. Number four, not understanding tax ramifications of assets before selling them or agreeing to put them in your name. Well, you know not all assets are created equal according to the IRS. Knowing the tax rules and laws is crucial to understanding before agreeing to certain assets in your divorce settlement. Your attorney may not always be the best resource for this information. Always seek the advice of a qualified accountant or CPA before agreeing to split or take a portion of your spouse's IRAs. Employer-sponsored retirement accounts, pensions, stocks, mutual funds, equity in property, alimony, and more. Did you know the difference between transferring an IRA versus taking a distribution? Or how to handle the transition of a QDRO into your name? Or have any idea what the word QDRO means? Recently, a client was referred to me by an attorney. She had messed up the transition of her QDRO into her name. Well, long story short, it wasn't anybody's fault, really. When the QDRO, which is a legal document necessary to split a spouse's employer-sponsored retirement account, was drafted, it had the spouse's current address on the document. Then a few months later, she moved. The QDRO was submitted by the lawyer, not remembering she had moved, and the client one day received a letter and a check from the retirement plan stating they went ahead and took 20% out for taxes and sent it to the IRS and gave her the rest. Well, she came to me in a panic. She didn't want that money. She wanted it in her IRA. Luckily, we were able to rectify the situation, not with the help of the retirement plan company, because they said they couldn't do it, but from the help of her CPA, who found a way to put it in her IRA without paying additional taxes. Number 5, failing to develop a post-divorce budget before agreeing to split assets or debt. Always keep the end in mind when negotiating. You'll need sufficient income to live, a vehicle to drive, a roof over your head, a cushion in the bank for the unexpected, and retirement. Whether or not these assets are available right now or not, you need to consider how much income you'll need either from your own efforts, in the form of alimony, child support, or from your assets. If you will be moving to a new place, you will need to find a place that you can afford now, whether you rent or buy, or just stay with a friend or relative for a period of time until you're ready to settle into a new place. This doesn't necessarily mean you will need a detailed budget of all possible expenses, but a general idea is helpful. Then after the dust settles, you might find yourself needing a change and will want to live somewhere else. All of this needs to be considered before you settle your divorce. Number 6, not understanding or identifying the various retirement accounts and benefits employers offer employees. Did you know that there are 401ks, 403bs, 457s, TSPs, Roth 401ks, deferred compensation, employee stock option programs, pensions, car allowances, mileage reimbursements, performance bonuses, profit sharing, flexible health spending accounts, employee savings accounts, and so much more to know if your spouse's employer has now or from previous employers offered these? Did you know an attorney can request these documents from your spouse's attorney, or better yet, subpoena them from current and past employers to ensure that they have all the accurate information? You may research the terms or have someone on the inside of your company your spouse works for to supply you this information, but you may never fully gather all this information on your own. And keep in mind, if you do gather any information that your attorney do not directly request, you must divulge this information to your attorney and how this information was obtained. One last reason why a qualified family law attorney and a financial expert is critical to have in your corner. And finally, number 7. My partner, my dad, says this is his favorite one, and he sees it all the time, and he's right. Taking your spouse's word that he has your best interest at heart. In divorce, rarely do both parties act with the other's best interest at heart. Not saying that it doesn't happen, but it is rare. If your husband was the primary breadwinner and managed the money, then how do you know where all the money is? If you do not use a qualified family law attorney and do not follow the traditional discovery process of exchanging financial documents, then how do you know what you're looking for when you negotiate? Your attorney should be able to subpoena documents directly from financial institutions in order to truly know the value of the assets if you don't trust the documentation that has been sent over. Recently I was speaking with a woman who negotiated her divorce settlement with her husband. She did not use an attorney, she told me. She told me that she took his word for it that his retirement account was not marital because it was his money that went into the account. Therefore, she was not entitled to any portion of it. Well, after asking her a few questions, it was obvious to me that the retirement account was opened after they were married and before they were separated. She was entitled to a portion of his retirement account. She was not happy that she believed him over seeking the advice from an attorney. So let's recap. Here, the 7 most deadly mistakes you can make when negotiating your divorce settlement on your own, in case you missed writing these down. Number 1, not seeking legal advice. Number 2, settling your divorce with intent to pay back or seek revenge. Number 3, don't always follow well-intentioned but often unqualified advice. Number 4, not understanding tax ramifications of assets before selling them or agreeing to put them in your name. Number 5, failing to develop a post-divorce budget before agreeing to split assets or debt. Number 6, not understanding or identifying the various retirement accounts and benefits employees offer employees. Number 7, taking your spouse's word that they have your best interest at heart. So have these 7 points hit home with you? Let us help you solve the puzzle of negotiating your divorce settlement. So what's next? Well, here's some free resources for you. You can read through my blog on my website for more tips and help to get you through your divorce at splittingassets.com/blog. You can learn divorce terminology also on my website under Financial Divorce Education. I've compiled a rather large library of divorce terms, such as Latin words frequently used in family court and financial terms. If you click on the tab marked at the top of the website, Financial Divorce Education, it'll bring you to a page of frequently asked questions. Well, go ahead and read those because those are really good. And to the right, there's a section which looks like the alphabet. If you click on a letter, it'll drop down terms beginning with that letter with a brief description of what that word means or what the Latin word translates to. Well, you can like me on Facebook at facebook.com/splittingassets. Here I have inspirational quotes, links to interesting articles, announcements of upcoming workshops, special discounts, and so much more. And you can also order a copy of my book, Inspire, from my author website, CoulterRoberson.com. It's here you will later find my ebook called Divorce Stories, where it will be available on Amazon. So what else? Well, you can sign up for my interactive live workshops online each month. Each month I'll host 4 workshops that you can participate in and ask questions. They're going to be Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern. Each class will be 1 to 1.5 hours. The first half will be me educating you, while the second half will be you asking questions in a group text box, which I will answer. And if you're hesitant to ask questions, well, just listen while I interact with other women online. They may ask a question that you wanted to ask. Okay, so I have added some workshop titles. Let me share with you some of the upcoming workshops we have scheduled. Who gets what? Dividing property during divorce. How to successfully negotiate your divorce settlement with your head and not your heart. Get those documents organized for your attorney to help keep your costs down. And lifestyle historical analysis. How to trace your own expenses for your court documents. Oh wait, here's that one we were talking about before, Quadros. Well, what is it? And what do you do with it? These are just a few of the workshops we have on our calendar. You can go to my website and click on workshops to see what we have coming up. Or you can work with me one-on-one via Skype, phone, or email. If we communicate via email, it'll be because you're sending me documents. So what will this cost? Well, I'm glad you asked. Today I have special pricing if you sign up for my virtual workshops. Sign up for 4 classes and receive $49 off the individual class price of $49. That's just $147 for 4 classes. You get a bonus class. Plus, the first 10 people to sign up will receive an autographed copy of my book, Inspire. That's a $17.95 value. I also have special one-on-one pricing. I normally charge $2.25 an hour to work with my clients. But we have special pricing today for first-time callers. The special rate for 1-hour consultation of $79. You know, we can cover a lot in an hour. So be prepared with your questions before you call to make the most of that hour. Plus, you'll be added to our secret Facebook group for women like you who are experiencing divorce. This is a safe place for you to interact with other women going through divorce. So what about those live interactive workshops? Again, there will be 4, sometimes 5 interactive workshops you can attend from the convenience of your own home. They will also be recorded, so if you can't attend live, you can play back the recording. Only issue is you can't ask questions. But each workshop will be on a specific topic to help you work through the divorce process. These will help you understand what questions to ask your attorney, how to respond to your spouse with intelligence and not emotions, and teach you which assets you should negotiate for in the settlement, plus so much more. Again, we will add you to the event and the secret Facebook group as soon as you sign up. Workshop reminders will be emailed directly to you. And I promise to deliver an hour packed full of helpful and pertinent information, helping you negotiate your divorce settlement, and offer you a safe place to interact with other women across the country experiencing the same thing you're going through. And again, it's only for women. So to purchase your class or consultation, just email me at coulter@splittingassets.com. Let me know if you'd like to purchase a class, classes, or a consultation in the body of your email. Log on to my website for a list of upcoming workshops, or I can email them to you. Then I'll send you an electronic invoice. If you would like a consultation, I will send you my available time slots. It's that simple. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm glad this slide reminded me. I have one more offer. If you log onto my website, www.splittingassets.com, scroll down to the middle right side, you can sign up for my e-newsletter, and you'll receive a free audio download of the 5 worst financial mistakes women make in divorce as a thank you for signing up. And I promise not to bombard you with emails, just weekly emails of tips, blog posts, strategies, and encouragement. And I want to leave you with this. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I know this is a very stressful time in your life, and you don't want to hear what I'm about to say, but guess what? You'll get through this. And when you get to the other side and look back, you'll see that you had some really hard lessons to learn. Don't let divorce find you. Grow and learn from this experience. I did. And look where it got me. Are you ready to get your head straight before you negotiate your divorce settlement? Thank you. Splitting Assets, Coulter Roberson, CDFA.